Well, here goes nothing. My first ever attempt at a process video. I've got some things ready beforehand because I figured you wouldn't want to see me cut lots of things out. I'm working on this week's Scrap Squad sketch, and so hopefully this might work as a process video. It's going to be, like all of my pages, very simple. The photo is something that we took a couple of days ago. We went to Laycock and Laycock Abbey and then carried on to Castle Combe because it's such a pretty village, and this was just one of the photos from Castle Combe. Because it's going in my regular album rather than a special album, it's A4 size. I switched to A4 for my day-to-day albums 2 years ago because the storage was so much easier and the cost of the albums was a lot more friendly on the pocket. So I've already backed the photograph. I'm using Simple Vintage Weathered Garden and another piece of paper, which is Bella Road for the record. It's very, very old, but it coordinates very nicely with this collection. So what I've done is I've taken those two papers as my base, and rather than you having to watch me cut 2 triangles, I've cut 2 triangles out. They're not just going to go like that, which wouldn't be very appealing. I'm going to now cut them into strips. So bring up my trusty cutter, and so that they balance, I'm going to cut them together because the 2 pieces are the same size. So two pieces are almost the same size. It turns out they're not quite the same size, but it's good enough. I'm going to distress them anyway, so any little imperfections won't matter too much. And besides, I always say there's no such thing as a mistake in scrapbooking or art. It's just a different way of being creative. So having cut those into strips, we're now going to just distress the edges a little bit. Distressed, I'm going to lay them out, just sorting out which strips go which side. And it actually goes right to the centre of the page, which won't be seen anyway. So we're going to stick those down onto the white background. just leaving a tiny bit of gap. Okay, so I'm not sure whether to put the photo central, and I think it's not going to. I think the photo is going to go that side. I've already picked out a title of Going Places. I think we'll get that put in. Can't do without my T-square ruler. I have to use it. I try not to. I try and judge things by eye, and it turns out that my eye actually isn't very good. I'm thinking that there, and I'm thinking a little bit of journaling there. Now I have fussy cut some bits and pieces, plus we've got the stickers and ephemeras, so I'm just going now to start thinking what I might put in different places. Thinking, let's have a look at these. I might use the today is your day, and what I do want is no page is complete without flair, so there will be some flair going on in there. And I'm thinking that maybe one of the butterfly flair. And that's rather nice because it balances the going places. So I think we are going to have some journaling. Okay, I want something to fit in that gap. That one I know is going to be tucked underneath, and I think it's going to go underneath the photo rather than the page. That one. Just some of these up. I tend to use so many of these foam pads, it's not true. And Nigel finds the little bits that come off the back everywhere in the house because they create their own microclimate of static, and they stick to me. I'm always barefoot, so they tend to stick to my feet or my socks in the winter, and I trail them around the house. He's quite used to it, really. So we'll pop that one there. I'm thinking I'm going to want that to balance flower there, and I think what I'd like is a little flower. That one looks absolutely perfect just to go onto the flare. Now if you haven't discovered these are beautiful dots from Dotty About Flair that work absolutely perfectly with Flair, not surprisingly. And I think that is going to tuck just there. And I think we might have, I'm going to go with the Good Life because the colour works, and I always say retirement is indeed a good life. Don't knock it, it's perfect. Okay, and I think we're possibly got some more flowers, and I think we might cascade those through there. Yep. One of the reasons I chose this particular paper, apart from the fact that it coordinated so well and I've now, yeah, this is frozen, don't know why. It stopped working, I think.
Stopped at 1737.
It's still going, it's just not going on there. Okay, a slight technical hitch, but we'll press on. It is a first effort and it's woken itself up again. The video was still going, but it had lost the image on the computer, so I couldn't see what on earth I was doing. Probably didn't make that much difference, really. I was saying the reason why I decided to use this particular paper range is I do like it when a challenge works for two different sites. And Lottie Loves Paper this week is leaves. Steph even posted on the challenge, "This is right up your street, Karen," and she was so right. I do like me a little leaf and flower. So I'm going to put the Bramble Spot Fox perspective on. I don't know what glue other people use, but I use the Tombow liquid glue, which works very well, I find, for perspectives. And I think we're going to pop that there. And I think my beautiful butterfly flare with another one of the perfect little dots is going to tuck on there. And we've now got, now I want some very thin bits of foam for this bit because I've got some butterflies that I want to use. So we'll just put, it's a little bit long to get away with half of that. So we've got butterflies to add in, and I think we'll have one there. Got several butterflies that I'd fussy cut, and again, those of you who know me well know that I do like fussy cutting. Now, depends, sometimes I do my butterflies with the tiny little bits of foam. Sometimes I just put the liquid glue on the middle and actually it holds pretty well. But what I do is I always just curl, that one hasn't got a very good curl on it, is I do curl the wings. And I'm just thinking that one is probably going to go up at the top. And I don't know whether to use the large or the small. I don't think I want him next to, so I think we might go for the smaller one, and I think he might pop just there. Just put a little bit of glue on his back, and he's going to go there. I'm just going to look and see if there's anything else that I want to add. And I do. I'm going to add a little heart up there. And let's have a look. I'm going to put almost perfect as well, because it was almost perfect. We couldn't find anywhere to park in Coombe Abbey, and so Castle Coombe rather, not Coombe Abbey, and so Nigel dropped me off so that I could wander around and take lots of pictures. It would have been more perfect if he could have got out of the car as well, but things are the way they are sometimes, so hence the almost perfect. And my journaling will reflect why I've said it was almost perfect. Not convinced about that there. I think I might bring it in a flow down there. And I think, apart from the journaling that I will add when I've finished, that's the finished page. And my first ever process video. If you stuck with it when it was so amateurish, well done you. And hopefully, if I practice, I might be able to do this a little bit better in the future.